Hey guys, it's Spaces Sims, and welcome to our new, Legacy Let's Play. It's, whatever, this is what we do here. So, if you're new, hi, welcome. I don't know what information to give you aside from this is a train wreck. And for everyone else, I've been saying in all the other Let's Plays and stuff that I have that I've been wanting to do something with, like, vampires, and I didn't want to do a legacy because, they take fucking goddamn 6 years. The one we just finished literally took, like, 6 years. I mean, I started it before I started this channel, and it's been on the channel since time began. So, like, it took a long time. It was an alphabet legacy for those of you who didn't watch it, so that's why it took so long. This is a 7-generation legacy, but anyway, let's kind of get into that before we meet our characters and everything. So, we're just following, and where did you go? Why are you going here? You have a pool! Oh, dear God, whatever. Anyway, so, this is a Alice in Wonderland 7-generation legacy challenge, so it's not fully 10, it's 7. I will try to remember to put the challenge link below. So, with that being said, while this is happening, I'm going to, like, pause this for a minute. I'm going to pull up the challenge off my screen. You're going to see this still. I will, maybe editing me will remember to get a screenshot of the thing and put it in the middle so you can see it. But, like, Lord knows, sometimes editing me is like, I don't want to, fuck you. So. If you're new here, I swear on the channel, if you don't like it, you can leave. That's fine. But anyway. So, this is from Mod The Sims. I will, again, like I said, try to put the link below, but it is the Alice in Wonderland 7-generation legacy challenge. This was written, okay, so here's the preface. This was written in 2015 and hasn't been updated since. So, we're going to make a lot of fucking changes probably as we go, because I noticed as I was writing down the details on what to do for each generation, I like to do that in my notebook that I keep my Sims and, like, whatever and notes and stuff in. Because if then challenges disappear, I at least am not like, well, we're on the 5th generation and I don't know what to do for the rest of them because the thing's gone. Because there was a challenge that I had saved, which kind of spurned some ideas in my head to start working, and I'm like, yeah, it gave me character kind of ideas for, like, doing stuff more with vampires and mermaids and werewolves, if we're getting them. We don't know yet, so we'll see, but I'm just saying, and they gave me some character ideas, but I wasn't really there with, I didn't want to do a legacy at the time. Here we are, this is what we do here. I don't know why. I tried to stop myself, okay? I was like, I'm going to do, like, a story thing, but, like, with story things, I tend to, like, here's the beginning, I got everything, the backstory and everything, and then it's like, where do I do now? I guess we just watch them do shit? I don't know. So, I've done some pretty good ones, but if I do say so myself, like, ones I've really enjoyed where I, like, kind of think and, like, okay, I have kind of a plot, but then they're short. I didn't know what to do. Anyway, so I went and I'm like, I had that challenge bookmarked. I'm like, oh, maybe I can get some ideas from that one to kind of pull into this because, spoiler alert, we're playing with vampires, mermaids, spellcasters. This is all going to be occulty. So if you're not into occult sims, this ain't for you. And I went and it's the Dark Victorian Legacy Challenge. And what I loved about it is because it used the generations based on, like, books like Dracula, Dorian Gray, like, all those things. And I was like, ooh, and some of the characters gave me ideas. So I was like, let me kind of maybe I can pull things in here, right? It doesn't exist anymore. It's just fucking gone. And I'm like, and it kills me. So anyway, for this one, because it was written in 2015, there was a lot of shit that wasn't in the game, obviously. So I noticed as I was writing it down and, like, writing each generation and the things they have to do, I'm like, it gets really repetitive because everybody, max cooking, max charisma, be in the culinary career, It's like, we're gonna need to change some shit because I'm gonna get bored real fast if we're doing the same 3 things over and over. But there was not a lot of shit in the game in 2015, okay? I feel like there's a lot more now. There's a lot of different things we can do. Plus, as I was writing it down, certain characters, I was like, wouldn't it make more sense if they did this and this? And like, did that not exist in 2015? I feel like it did, but I don't know. Because I can't remember what came out yesterday and what came out in 2017. You know, I don't know. So, anyway, what I liked about this and kind of why I chose it and why we're going to bastardize it is because you're starting with 2 Sims. So instead of a typical legacy where you're like, here's my Sim, and then they get married and they have a kid and that is the heir, you have 2 Sims that you are starting with. We are starting with the Red Queen and the White Queen, and then they each have a child, and then those children each have a child. Okay, and here's the thing. At the very end, the 6th generation, they get married. So that's like 15th cousins twice removed. I don't know. At that point, the game won't count them as related, but if that icks you out, because technically, in some way, shape, and form, back in the ancient history of their family in Generation 1, they are related, this ain't for you. My brain is like, that's a little odd, but okay, I'm with you, because the game's not going to count them even as, like, cousins. The 2nd generation will be cousins, the 3rd generation will be, like, housemate, because The Sims doesn't really track that far, so I guess it's okay in the Sims sense. Plus, by like 7 generations, like if I went back 7 generations in my family and followed a different tree over, is that person actually, I mean, technically, yes, but also like, I feel like the DNA is so different at this point. I could have married a random person, I wouldn't know. It's not like they're my first cousin or my second cousin or something, so it's fine. But if that weirds you out, this ain't for you, because that's gonna happen. So anyway, so you're not supposed to do any cheats. We're always going to do cheats. We always do cheats. Okay. Part of what this challenge is too is building the house. Obviously, you can tell we have a house, and I didn't build it. So I'm already cheating right there, and like, whatever. So part of the challenge building the house is you're only supposed to have so many things, and each generation you add, you know, bedrooms, or you can add this room or that room. Obviously, we're cheating because we have more rooms than we're supposed to technically to start. We're only supposed to have 7 rooms. I'm pretty sure we have a dining room. I don't know. But like, my plan with the house, this is going to be all over the place, but whatever. You'll see the go read the challenge. Like you'll follow along. It'll be fine. We are going to add stuff to the house, so I wanted a smaller house that's on this lot, but what my intention is and what I was thinking anyway, if I was going to even just build a base, is each generation, the part that we add onto the house is going to be vastly different. So right now, it's a very steampunky house because we are in my steampunk game save, so I have replaced almost all the lots and almost all of the worlds with steampunk lots. That took a long time. I made this a while ago, and I just updated it last night, which also took a while because the game decided to crash after I did a bunch of fucking shit and hadn't saved. And I almost yeeted my computer, but I was like, that's a bad idea. It's not the computer's fault. It's the game's fault. And then I did it again, and it crashed again, and I was like, what the fuck? And then I went, wait, the lot that I was just putting down, the second time I was smart. Bulldoze a lot? Okay, bulldoze a neighborhood? Save the game. Add a lot? Save the game. Add a lot? Save the game. I was smart. Added a lot? Game crash. Wait. I think that was the lot that I was putting down when the game crashed the first time. Went in, picked that lot, put it down, game crash, and went, okay, it's that lot! Swell! Not the game's fault, it was the lot's fault, which is disappointing, but anyway, so here we are. We'll go through the world and everything like that in a second. What I want to do with the house, I'll get into the house after when we get back into the game because I'm looking at the rules. So, basically, the whole point, what I wanted to read this is their note kind of for Generation 1. It's the split at the beginning. That's the intertwining connection in the end. That comes because obviously you have the Red Queen and the White Queen, which are the characters we're playing. And at the very end of the challenge, they intertwine at the end. And that's, spoiler, that's Alice. Anyway, you can see the challenge. It's not like I'm spoiling anything. So, and they want to, and I'll note that they also note in here, the Red Queen is not the Queen of Hearts. They're different. So anyway. And did I mention, welcome to Impossible Things. That's the temporary working title. It's probably going to be on the thumbnail thing, and I probably won't, because 6 impossible things before breakfast, whatever. I needed an Alice in Wonderlandy title, and like, you know, you can't do Twisted Wonderland because then Disney's gonna sue my ass. Though it would have been really good, but this isn't really that, you know what I mean? Like, ha ha ha! I love that game. Anyway, and you're like, through the looking glass, but we're not really doing it. And the Impossible Things works. I don't know why, but I'm like, that sounds good enough. And I didn't really feel like thinking harder. So here we go. Anyway, so what I want to do for the house is, as we can see, it's very steampunky. Ignore this over here. This I got from the gallery. I put it down. And what I'm thinking is then when we add the rooms, we're just going to like, I have an idea, like at some point we'll put like maybe a little walkway and a room here that's on stilts. We'll put like a little, maybe a cute little outdoor patio. And each section that we add for each generation is going to be like completely fucking different. We're not going to do steampunk stuff because I can't build steampunk. Like they always look so good and I love it, but I don't know. I'm just not that good. But I can bullshit my way through adding like, oh, it's a completely modern looking extension. Or, oh, it's going to look like it came out of a cupcake factory. And basically, I want it to not fucking match. So that, like, okay, we'll have a section here and it looks like a cute little, oh, look, it's a jungly tree house. Or then over here and I'm like, oh, it's a cute, frilly little cupcakey house. And I want this house to look like it rolled down the hill through different neighborhoods in different countries and different times and places and things. And it's this god-awful bastardization of a house at the end. Because it's going to be like, this is amazing and awful. And that's what we're going for. So that's why I was like, all right, well, we'll just start with one that exists and try to build around it. So obviously things are going to change. We're going to remove things, whatever. But, you know, because you, like, if you think about it, the steampunk vibe kind of works because like, oh, this could have been an extension that was added. This could have been an extension. And just imagine if this was like cute and pink with frilly little things. And then this is totally modern. And then this is over here with like, I don't know, whatever. Like, you know, so we're going to do shit like that. What I also added over here, I did not build these. I got these from the gallery and then I changed them a little. So this was a pool room off the gallery that I extended, moved the things around, whatever. Oh, it's all dead. Why? It's spring. Anyway. You know, and then this was a greenhouse that I got off the gallery and then just kind of put them together and made it because our White Queen has to do gardening and shit like that. So anyway, we're going to get into it. As you can tell, our White Queen is a merman. I'm actually kind of curious because you can't really see his tail because it's so big. You can't see the bottom of it in cast because it's so long. Like, wow, that's like fancy. Okay, there's your fancy tail, boy. Let's go into cast. We'll go with you. MC Command Center, modify household and cast. So their last name is Wonder because I'm really creative. Now, what I did, if you guys have been here for a while, you might have seen my other series, Kindred Spirits, where I kind of, when Mount Komore came out, Snowy Escape, whatever, I was like, ooh, I want to use like vampires and spellcasters and mermaids and all this and make them more like, kind of like Ayakashi type spirits. My own bastardized interpretation. Okay, let's not get it twisted. That's not like I went down and I'm like, this is this type. Like, I was just like, I'm gonna fuck up the vampires and kind of do like a cool thing like that. So it's kind of what we're doing with this one. Our vampires and our mermaids are, I mean, our mermaids kind of look like mermaids, but like whatever. They're kind of like a cross between because they're not like, I'm not like I'm trying to create like an actual like Oni or anything like that. I'm just like, I just want my vampires to look cool with like weird things and like have more fun with it. And hopefully, I'm really hoping if we get werewolves that it's more like with vampires where you can put whatever you want on them and just make any kind of were animals because that would be more fun than just hairy Sims because I'm not down with like body hair and like I know there's people that want it but I just find it creepy and gross and like the Sims werewolves in the Sims 3 you're like, God, stop it, they're too hairy. And I don't want that. I want like vampires where you can make other kind of were animals where like, oh, you can change their, oh, you have like you're like a were tiger, you know what I mean, a were lion. I want to do more fun shit like that. So I'm really hoping that's what we get and not like, I mean, you think they would, but not just like, oh, and here's their werewolf form where you can pick like 1, 2, or 3. Because I feel like The Sims 3 was like that. You get like low body hair, medium, or like fucking fur forest. I don't remember, but I just feel like it was kind of generic and it wasn't really like customizable, and yet vampires here are like fucking amazing. So like, anyway. So anyway, their last name's Wonder, whatever. This is Archimedes. We're calling him Arkham. I'm gonna forget. I just didn't want to put that in there because I was like, then it looks like Arkham Asylum from Batman, and I was like, but that was the name that popped into my head. I'm like, we'll go with Archimedes because it just seems a little fancier. Anyway, he is our Red Queen. So in the thing, he had to have hot-headed snob, self-assured, or perfectionist. Any one of those. I gave him high maintenance instead. I was like, that's a new kind of trait, and I feel like that would work for him. Again, let's change things. But he is self-assured, and he is hot-headed, because we got to keep that. I don't know if they said in here... Yeah, I don't think the thing said what his thing had to be, so I gave him, because I figure he's got to be a little bit of a bastard, right? Because we got the good and the bad. He's the bastard! The red is... the red line are the assholes, and the white line are the fluffy softies. Okay, great. Hi. We're not changing much there. He's obviously a vampire because he keeps doing the fucking hissing. I gave him the villainous Valentine freaking Deviant's Aspiration, because that's like a new one from like the thingamajigs. The scenarios. And I was like, I want to try that one. It's different. I've never used it. And then he still gets to be dastardly. Plus, I'm going to do this just in case I change anything. I don't want it linked. Plus, it kind of ties in. So, spoiler, Generation 2, the Queen of Hearts, does things with like, there's two different options, but one of them you can do serial romantic. And I'm like, that sounds like more fun. So, I feel like his child would learn from him the romancy kind of like if he's like the villainous Valentine type thing. You know what I mean? Like they get the dastardly heartbreaker kind of thing. So I think it'll work. Anyway, so like he's our like, he's got his glasses on. You can't really tell. But anyway, hold on. So that's one of his outfits. This is another one. His outfits are kind of fun. Yeah, a little gender bent because like we do that. Oh, by the way, in case you're new here, all my Sims are gay. So if you're not down with that, you can peace out because we play with male Sims. They're all a little fabulous. And every single generation will be boys because I have more fun decorating them. That's just the way we roll. I don't know what happened, when it happened. I talk about this a lot, but like at some point I went from like, I only play with female Sims because they're so much more fun to dress up and like whatever. And like all my male Sims look like potatoes to now all of a sudden my male Sims are all gorgeous and my female Sims look like potatoes no matter what I do. And I'm just like, I don't know what happened, but I'm not vibing with my female Sims. So, because technically in the guide, in the rules, it was like the two queens, the sisters. They're brothers, and they're gonna have husbands, and they're always gonna have boys. I'm gonna cheat it. So if you're not down with that, you can leave. That's fine. That's cool. The exit button is somewhere. Is it in this corner? Somewhere. Anyway. But yeah, there's his fabulous outfits. We gotta find one where I can actually, like, see his face. There you go. And most of his outfits are red. There you go. I was gonna give him red eyes, because, they're red, but I was like, nah. So he's just got gray eyes. But, like... He's pretty. He's lovely. He's got some different hairstyles, but like... And he does have tattoos. We'll see them in a second, because we can... Yeah. So, the rose... Even though, like, the Queen of Hearts was the one who was like, paint the roses red and crazy, but like... And he's got the heart tattoo. But it's fine. It's fine. We're passing that down along the line and everything like that. But, look, it's alright. His freaking... party wear outfits are just like, I love that because I had to put like a back tattoo when I had this coat on, so that's where that one came from, and it like fits perfectly. His party wear is some of the best goddamn outfits. I'm like, man, because I started with like, I changed, so luckily this everyday one, oh whoops, no, I meant to click everyday, sorry. Like, I like this because it's got like, it looks like card suits to me, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, that's just, it's not. There is another one that is, but for some reason that gave me those vibes, so I kind of went with it. But, like, that's the best of his... I don't know, his party wear is just the best. But anyway, he always has, like, red in his outfits. Just because, he's the Red Queen. And the funny part is I didn't know if I was gonna... I think I love him so fucking much. And I just didn't expect that to happen. But anyway, I did. I do. Would you stop doing that? Like, God, he's just so freaking lovely, isn't he? Even though he's a bastard. And then he's a vampire, so he'll be around forever. So part of the rules of the challenge is, like, you can't move out your prior generations. You have to wait for them to die. Well, like, he's never gonna die, by the way, because he's a vampire. So at some point, like, the mermaid side, or, like, if we marry in spellcasters and whatever, the people who aren't vampires will die. But if we end up with too many vampires, the house is gonna get full. So my thought process on that was, we can do one of two things. I can either, depending on how attached I am to them, well, I think at one point in the rules it does that you can kill them if you really hate them. Like, maybe. If they accidentally die, awesome. We won't try to resurrect them or anything. But I was either thinking, like, maybe we do move them out, or if we're getting to the point where we're like, listen, I might do a random roll, like, okay, the house is full, because there is one generation where we have to have twins. So that's 4 children. And then if you have the parents, and then if you had their spouse, the house is already full, so you'd have to kill everybody prior. So, like, sometimes, technically, I might not. They get married. Maybe they won't get married. Maybe they'll just have, like, romances off the side. Because I don't feel like Archimedes would get married. He's definitely, like, gonna have a bastard child, and that's what's gonna happen. So, spoiler. This is his dark vampire form anyway. But I figured maybe what we could do is, if there's ones we really hate or on board with, like, we kill them. Or we do a roll and be like, okay, we have too many Sims. These 5 Sims are up for fucking elimination. And we just do a roll and be like, oops, Sim number 3. We're gonna have to kill you. And then that's how we keep it fair. Like, you know, so that, like, if a Sim becomes my favorite, they might have to die. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Because I don't think I really want to have, like, 10 Sims in a house. I don't think I want that mod anymore. But anyway, so, as you can see, he's not like a typical vampire, but he does have a dragon. You know, he's not, like, typical vampire. He's some kind of, like, I don't know. He's got, like, wings and horns. Is he a dragon? I don't know, but, like, whatever. All of his outfits are basically the same, except for sleepwear. He's got his little kimono on, and then he does have, like, swimwear, you know, and then you can see all his dark tattoos and everything like that. But yeah, so every other outfit I kind of kept the same. I didn't do too much because, like, that's his, like, vampire spirit thingy, whatever. It's whatever. I don't know what they are. They're not really vampires, but they're kind of vampires, but, like, whatever. And then we have his brother, if we can get to him, Astrum, who is our white queen. And he had to have good, loves the outdoor, family-oriented, outgoing type of a thing. So he is family-oriented, he does love the outdoors, and he is good. So I gave him all 3 of those. And I gave him the freelance botanist. I don't think... Yeah, it's at any non-deviance aspiration. And he's supposed to have a garden, so that's why I was like, definitely loves the outdoors, botanist type thing. He is supposed to be the one who does all the cooking and cleaning, and I figured family-oriented worked because obviously it was part of the ones in the list. And he's going to be basically dealing with the kids probably more because I don't see Arkham as giving a fuck. Because he's like, what? Especially if it's an accidental bastard child that's just like, leave it on your doorstep. And he's like, what the fuck do I do with this? Basically, his whole line is going to be like, the fuck do I do with this thing? And not really giving many fucks about the children. That's how it goes. You're in your swimwear because you were swimming around. Stop it. Anyway, so obviously with Arkham, I kind of went with the reds kind of color tones because he's like the red queen. And like with Astrum, we were going to go with white. But more, I kept it lighter for the most part, or flowery, or kind of just, you know, like kind of little outdoorsy. Like he's just kind of chill. You know what I mean? He also likes to wear his little like handmade bracelets. You know, he's a little, not quite hippie, but like, you know, he's a little more down to earth and everything like that. A little simpler. He's just a gentle boy. He's a good boy. Yeah. Anyway, you know, he does have like flower tattoos. We'll see them in a minute. You know, but because like this wasn't white, and it was like sometimes it just washed him out too much. So I was like, all right, we can deal with like brighter colors, florally kind of patterns. You know, this one's a little more. It's a little more toned down, but it's still got flowers, and it's kind of like lighter. It's not like super dark. You know, his little cream things. We just kind of Keep them simple and light and stuff. Whoa, hi. Whoa, dear buddy. You know, anything kind of florally, and here's is like floral, but these also look like starfish. I think they are starfish. But it's like a florally starfish kind of looking thing, and since he's a merman, it kind of worked. I was like, oh, all right, I'll kind of tie those two together. You know, his little party wear is just kind of, he's just kind of chill, and he's just kind of laid back, and like light and soft, and like whatever. And I mean, those are like blue. They're not really white. They're a little brighter. And I mean, obviously some of his colors are bright, so like, I didn't want to do everything white. Like, Arkham was really easy with like, everything's kind of red and like fat, like out there, and like, he's just a little more chill, you know, whatevs. Oh, this is his other hot weather outfit. There you go. Just relaxed. This is a little bit darker, but it's fall, but it's still like, I feel like it fits his vibe. You know what I mean? It's just not as vibrant. And then like, yeah. Anyway, so those are our, oh no, I'm sorry. I totally forgot Astrom's fucking merman form. So obviously he looks the same. You can't see this tail because it's super long, but you kind of saw it in the thing. But I didn't really have a lot of good white ones. So this one is more like a peachy pink kind of color that fades into like a turquoise. And I was like, okay. And it actually kind of worked with this hair. So, you know. And he's just got, like, he's so pretty. Look at his sweet little face. Stop it. His little, like, his little merman form. He's just, like, sweet and adorable. And is like, I love the fact that sometimes the tattoos fall over the fins. So it kind of just, I like that. So anyway, those were our boys. So again, yeah. So with the lot, we were supposed to do 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a kitchen, a living room, study kind of area, and a great hall optional. You're not supposed to have like a dining room, and I'm pretty sure we have one, but like, this still only has 2 bedrooms. So he's out there swimming, despite the fact that I gave him a motherfucking pool. I gave you a pool. What are you mad about? Wait, what? Chilled. Well, don't die already, because that would suck. Anyway, so I gave him a pool. And, like, he's got a garden, which he will need to plant. But I put some things out here for him to plant. We're going to plant a money tree, because, like, that's how we cheat. We're going to plant roses, because, hello! I feel like that works with Alice in Wonderland. And we're going to plant some, what's it called? Plasma fruit, because this motherfucker's going to need it, and, like, he's going to take care of himself. Well, that's part of being the villainous Valentine. He's going to roam it. I want to actually see this aspiration. I've never done this. Get caught cheating. 10 times?! All right, that's gonna be hard. Because that means we have to get a anyway. X status with other Sims, break up couples. Okay, this is actually way more complicated than I thought it was gonna be. That's all. Okay, well, I mean, sure, we'll that okay. Yeah, because this is one of the scenarios, right? If you could, this is cool. If you could see the Sim's heart, you might recoil in disgust. But Archimedes would never let you see it, and it suits him just fine. Archimedes gains bonus social from mean and mischief, while shrugging off sad and embarrassed moods much faster. I kind of want to get him that, and like we could work on that for a while, because he ain't gonna die in a long time. Although I do feel like Villainous Valentine might have worked better for, I'm jumping ahead, for the Queen of Hearts, which is his descendant, because, like, obviously you can read the challenge, so this isn't really a spoiler. But one of the things for Queen of Hearts, there were 2 different options. You could do the criminal career and be a public enemy and have 10 enemies, or you could do serial romantic and then you have to be married and then do serial romantic. But I feel like the Villainous Valentine might be better. So maybe we should switch them. So, because this is a new one, obviously, and it didn't exist. Because part of doing the serial romantic for the Queen of Hearts, right? Oh, are you hungry? What is this? Butt hurt. I was like, why does it look like a peach? Your peach is hurt. My God, high maintenance is going to be a pain in my ass. Anyway, hold that thought so we can kind of look at the house. So we have this, I mean, you have like a hall. So we have our living room. Right? And we have this little tiny extra room and we have a dining room. So those rooms shouldn't exist. I don't think this is a great hall, but like it's a hallway. Little kitchen. And this is part of this. So, you know, and then we have our 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. So like we're not really cheating that much, but we're going to cheat anyway because that's what we do here. So like my Sims, oh, you don't feel good? Cheat the needs up. Get rid of thing. Like I cheat all the time. I'm amazed when I watch people and they're like, oh, wait, you're tired. Oh my God, you need a shower. I'm like, I'm having you do something. You're not fucking tired anymore. And so if you don't like cheating, this isn't for you. This room also technically had a little bathroom area, and then this had like 2 like beds in it, but I deleted them so that technically we're not cheating that bad. So just being a little bit of a bitch, aren't you? It's just like sad and moody. Anyway, so I'm actually thinking maybe we'll switch these. So like, but I really want you to be dastardly. But I don't want you to be like the Chief of Mischief. Chief of Mischief is clogged drains. What's Public Enemy? Criminal career, declared enemies, disliked by Sims. Huh. Because what do you really need? You're only supposed to have 3 friends and 3 enemies. It doesn't say anything about, because the serial romantic, right? I'm just like thinking of this. 8 boyfriends or girlfriends, level 6 charisma, kiss 10 Sims. But you know what I mean? If it doesn't, I don't know if it said anything about for the Queen of Hearts, like you have to be married before they do the serial romantic thing. You're supposed to basically either way, whichever you do criminal career and make enemies or your serial romantic, you're supposed to lock your enemies or lovers, whichever one, in your dungeon that we build, and then you have to murder them. Which is perfect if we're a vampire, because then we can also feed on them until they die, and then it's like, cool. You like 10 people have to die in your dungeon, and I kind of just feel like now this Public Enemy thing, get caught cheating, achieve X status with other Sims, break up couples, you know, you're gonna get caught cheating a lot because your husband is gonna know that you have things in the basement. I don't know. Maybe that one would work better. Let me know what you think. It might work better for the Queen of Hearts than the Red Queen, because they didn't have anything in there. And again, for the Red Queen, there was an optional career as a scientist or an astronaut. I just don't see it. I mean, actually, I could see you being a mad scientist. I'm not gonna lie. That could work. Originally, I was like, I can't see you being a scientist or an astronaut, but now looking at you, mad scientist, yes. So maybe we will do that. Maybe we will have him go into the science career. That'd be kind of fun, because we can play with that for fucking forever, because he's never gonna die. Because he has to max his programming, logic, and charisma, and then optional, he can max writing. And I definitely think for him, charisma, logic, okay, that makes sense if he's got to be a scientist or an astronaut. You're supposed to have 3 friends or 3 enemies. Which is weird. I mean, your brother will count as your friend, right? And, you have to be, okay, by the time, never mind, you can't be friends with your brother, that's your enemy. By the time the next generation takes over, so at young adult, these 2 have to be enemies, and their children have to be friends. So they're supposed to hate each other. Which, I don't think is going to be too difficult. Why are you still... Oh, and okay. So also, let's actually... Are you going to go? For those of you who did watch my Kindred Spirits LP, all of those Sims are in here. Now, this is a totally different save, so I put them down in their original forms. So any kind of relationships, friendships, whatever, ships that happened in that don't exist here, but all the Sims are here, because he just... Never mind. Yeah, because there's Lachlan. Who's that? I don't know that guy. I don't know if I know that guy. Oh, there's Nikolai. Yeah, so, and they're all over in different worlds. They're not all in Mount Komorebi. And obviously it's got some random, like, townies. You know. But anyway, let's go to our map for a second. Manage Worlds. Save and go to Manage Worlds. But anyway, for the White Queen, we have to have a garden, any non-deviance aspiration, which we do already. Does all the cooking and cleaning. Has to max cooking, charisma, gardening. And then optional wellness or herbalism. And they can have an optional career as a doctor and the culinary career. I hate doing the Dr. Crick, so fuck that shit. One child, they have to be besties with their child, and they're supposed to have 10 friends, which I think is, like, works for him. The Red Queen, it was weird when it's, like, programming and logic and they're a scientist or an astronaut. Like, that didn't... But actually, now looking at Arkham, he really does look like a mad scientist, so I need to put a house there. Oh, also, hold on. So, this is the house that we had. You saw that. The other option that I had, which I found on the Sims resource today, and I was like, maybe we start with this one. This, because it's the Red Queen shell. We can maybe add some steampunky elements or something, and this one's empty. You know what I mean? And we can just put the furniture in for the rooms that exist. I don't want to put this one down because you know what I mean? It doesn't fit. So it technically doesn't fit in the world because I was like, damn it, but this one like really works. It's really cute, and it's called the Red Queen shell. It's like perfect. So we could also change the house and put this one down, and I saved my garden area that I finagled from those 2 rooms from the gallery as a room, so I can put that back down, so it'll still be there. I really do wish we could put parts of this, because this one's got, like, you can't see it, but it's got, like, really cool patios in the back. Like, yeah, like here, all the way up the back, and, like, all the rooms are there, you just decorate them after the fact, and we could probably find some steampunky elements, or I could do that, and it would be a bastardized, hideous, weird thing, and they're, like, you know, hey, it's called Impossible Things, and one of the impossible things could be me actually decorating this and making it look a little steampunky, I guess. I don't know. So that's that. If you want me to change the house, if you think we should use this one, and then, like, because it doesn't fit really in the neighborhood and in the world, and it's a little awkward and weird, or just keep doing what we're gonna do, like, where we add weird things to our house, because I could still change bits and pieces, you know what I mean? Like, so it looks... I don't think this one would work for the hodgepodgey thing, because it's already got all the rooms, but we could, like, change windows or doors or add elements and try to make it look sort of steampunky, but almost like, well, it was a normal house, and then this weird steampunk era that we're living in came, and we tried to upgrade our house to make it fit with the whole new steampunk thing, and it just looks fucking weird. Because that's the way it's going to look if I do it, but that could also work. So there's that. But anyway, these are also new maps. So hi, I'm going to be talking about them in every episode this week. 20th Century Plumbob has these on their Patreon. They're all free. There's a couple that were missing because they haven't released those yet. I think the Vampire World, Forgotten Hollow, was released, but it's only available for Patreon members right now. But anyway, like, because our other map override stopped working, and I was like, let me go. And then they, like, Dershayan, I loved their maps. I really did, but they stopped working, and they just weren't updating them. So I took forever to find fucking ones, because, like, this used to be a thing, and I feel like there's more than them, but, like, nobody else is out there. But anyway, so these are our new maps. So, hi. It's amazing. They're really great. But anyway, so that's where we live. We just got a bunch of other things over here. This is not quite steampunky, and in here, our onsens aren't steampunky really either, because they didn't have steampunk onsens, and both of these houses are, like, paranormal houses, so this world is fucking weird. But, like, I really wanted only this house. It's actually an Asian steampunk, because the creator who did this one is the same one who built this house and another bigger version, I think, of this house that I was going to use, but, like, all the stuff they added was, like, physically impossible to get around, and, like, the rooms were usable. And it was like, plus we needed a pond and a garden, and it wasn't going to work. But anyway, so if you've seen Morgan Saves the World, we already used the Steam. God, these maps are amazing. This is my first time seeing them. Okay, I just put them in the game, and, like, I have not seen them. Holy fucking shit. So all of these existed. We have different Sims around. So some of them are Ayakashi Sims from Kindred Spirits, and then I was using them to, like, mix and make other Ayakashi, because I was just having a fuck ton of fun making weird, like, vampire forms. So that's where the Ayakashi mix. They might think they're brothers, but they're not related to our other Ayakashi Sims aside from. Look, everyone's related to Morgan, so this isn't weird. Okay. Except for those. Those Sims are not related to Morgan. But like basically all the worlds are kind of steampunk. Fuck, these maps are amazing. All these maps, obviously we have Hell's Moving Castle and we have Hal Jenkins living there because, hi, you know, whatever. You can't not. But like, I really want to look at these maps. Fuck, yo! These are so amazing. I'm not gonna know what the fuck I'm looking at. This looks so different. So different. You go in and you're like, wait, what world are we in? What game are we playing? Oh my god. Son of a bitch. Take my money. Oh, oh my god. Because I think they used pictures and like from the thing to put it to make the map so it looks like the way the world actually fucking looks. Holy shit. Oh my god. But like, yeah, so we've got all their things around. Our Ayakashi Sims. Do we have anybody else? I think most of them are those ones. So if you watch that series again, like I said, I haven't looked at these maps. That's why they're all in here. I do have some other random Sims in here. Hakuoki Sims are in here because like I did kind of not use some of the Sims that are in my other game save. I wanted them to be different in this one. But I did put our Life in Stardust, our last generation Sims, because that's kind of where we ended the like playthrough. I did put some of them in here. So they're kind of in here so they can intermingle because they, you know, they were the last generation, so they didn't get a life. This is the one of the maps that's not updated. So like it looks kind of like a potato. Like you're like, "Oh. Look at this." This is a we're gonna have so much fun going to all the different worlds. We only have one vet clinic though, but there's no steampunk stuff. I'm looking at the maps more than anything. This is gonna be a long ass part because like look at this fucking shit. Holy shit. But then again, if you don't know, you're like, wait, where are my lots? I need the little things over them so I know where they are. The only thing I'm gonna miss is oh, you know what? This one is pretty though. I miss Dershayan's Dark Strangerville where it's like all purple and spooky looking. I really like that one a lot, but this is really motherfucking pretty. Like shit. Holy shit, this is so fucking cool. I think... Oh. Yeah, so Sulani, a lot of these aren't steampunky, you know, because... but they're beaches, so obviously, like, there's not a lot of steampunk beaches. Glimmerbrook, I just... Wow! Glimmerbrook, I just updated because in my original steampunk save, Glimmerbrook, I had done for Morgan Saves the World, but I didn't do it in the original base save. Brightchester is another one. I do have one park there, but I didn't really do anything with Brightchester. I think Brightchester, Forgotten Hollow, and is it Evergreen Harbor? Yeah, that we don't have maps for. But we do in Evergreen Harbor. We at least have. That's a marketplace. These are community spaces, but this one's technically a garden, and this one's a maker space. But like, I didn't because. You can't just set it and be like, I want this to be a maker space. It's like, it's a community space until your Sims decide it's going to be a maker space. Like, fuck you. Just let me choose it in the freaking thing. If anybody knows how to do that, like, am I stupid? Because, like, when you go in, you can set what the lot looks like for each one of the types. But you can't, it's always community space, I think, until your Sims vote to make it one of the other ones. And it's like, I just want to be able to set it in build mode and be like, this is what I want it to be. But even if I set this as a maker space, when you go back out, it says community space. But it doesn't matter. But, like, at least we know. But this one still says marketplace somehow. That one was a marketplace. So I don't know why that one works, but the rest of them don't. Whatever. But this one, I just did leave this one locked because I'm like, it kind of works. But this one, you know, it's just hanging out. This is where we live, obviously. So we got a lot of pools. Don't ask me. Henford and Bagley, I didn't do anything to because, like, we'll probably never come here. I did originally put a different bar in, but after my game crashed, I didn't bother coming back. And, oh my god, look at Tortuga! I know it's Tartosa or whatever, but I like calling it Tortuga. Okay. This is fucking cute with this hot air balloon. Anyway, this is basically just wedding venues. So there's a rental lot here, so we can come rent the little house, this cute little house, and then, you know, pick our million wedding venues. I don't know why, but okay. We do also have a park, and we have this, like, kind of like other steampunky kind of park. This one's not really steampunky, but every one of these lots obviously isn't steampunk wedding venue because we don't have those. But I just went through wedding venues and I'm like, this one's cute. Oh, I'll put it here. This one's cute. So this is just wedding venue town. Even though the weddings were fucked up the one time I tried to do them, and you can't invite ghosts, which isn't as important in this one, but, you know, still makes me mad. I was still like, well, I mean, maybe if they work better. I don't know. I haven't tried since before they patched it, so I don't really know if they fixed anything. But, you know, because we're doing a new legacy, I was like, what the fuck? Might as well just put all these wedding venues in. You never know what we're going to do. I have to look at these. Ooh, and Granite Falls, if we want to go camping or something, these are all still like whatever. I need to get the mod, and there's a park here. I need to get the mod that lets you live in these worlds. Because, like, God, I don't think I changed any of these. I think these are still the original ones. I don't, you know, think I changed Salvadorada, but I want to live in those worlds. Anyway, so those are our worlds. I was just enjoying our world maps. This is basically like just the biggest intro-y episode. We're not really doing anything because we just got to get through all of the stuff that we have to do. But at any rate, I think we're good for Astrum, like the things that he's going to do, like gardening, cooking, you know, kind of those skills and stuff like that. I think that's fine for him. I feel like that kind of works with, you know, him personally and the challenge, you know what I mean? So I kind of don't see anything that I really want to change there, because, like, he's going to have the garden. What are you doing? The birds are being weird. And then him working on cooking and stuff like that. Although the charisma thing, why does everybody have to work on fucking charisma? Like, there are other things. So I might change that. But, like, you know, but definitely the cooking, maybe even parenting, because he's going to be taking care of the kids. That's going to be an automatic thing. I don't think that should really count. But, like, cooking and gardening, definitely I agree with that. He's going to deal with all the cleaning and stuff. Like, he probably should have been neat, but we don't have enough trait slots. Maybe I could get a mod to get more trait slots. Oh, hey, look. Hey, this guy's coming over. I thought I deleted all the townies, but I guess he doesn't count because he's scary merman, but that's okay. At least he's a merman. Who's this? Oh, that's Nikolai again. Why is he just pacing around in circles? Why is he stalking us? That's weird. I was going to show you all the Sims that I had in the world, but we're already here. And you're still just sitting on your peach. Being a peach. You know what? Let's go ahead, actually, and get you a job. I'm going to put you in the scientist career, and maybe we'll start going to work with you sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, let's get a job. Let's be a mad scientist. This could be fun. I haven't worked in the scientist career in, like, a long-ass time. Because a lot of these too didn't exist, so we could also change careers. But I don't think the White Queen should have a job. I think he should basically stay at home because he's going to take care of the kids and do all that. But you having a career and being a scientist and being like a mad scientist, a mad vampire scientist, the look works, right? I mean, seriously? But yeah, if you know of other, like, little, even, like, other kind of challenges or things where, like, oh, this generation kind of were, or whatever, like, little bits and pieces that we could kind of, like, smoosh in and kind of, like, blend shit together, because that's what I like to do. I like to bastardize challenges, because, again, this one was written, like, 100 years ago, and there was a lot of new shit in the game that didn't exist at the time. So I love the idea that we start off with 2 Sims, and I like that kind of idea and that concept. It was a little different. But like I said, as I went through and was writing things down, I was like, it gets very repetitive because, like, the Gen 2 on the white, culinary career, tend the garden and do all the cooking and cleaning. So we're doing the same thing again. Which, I mean, tending the garden makes sense. You're tending it for your, but, like, you know, until Astrum dies. But, and then at least Gen 2 for his line, the Queen of Hearts, right? I kind of like the serial romantic, locking people in the dungeon kind of thing. Like, okay, that's a little different. But then we get to Gen 3, and it's like, again, charisma and cooking. Oh, and then there's comedy. Oh, and guess what? The Gen 3 both airs. Comedy, charisma, and cooking. Both of them. Well, what the fuck? That's all we do. And then the next one, it's like, oh, look, charisma. Oh, but also writing. And then this one is comedy and charisma. Oh, but logic. But it's like, we're maxing the same fucking skills every generation. And then when we get to the one where we're doing Gen 5, right, where we have twins, the one set of twins, painting, writing, charisma, they both have to do all the same things. Okay, I like that. They're identical twins. And then the other ones are like, we're so fucking different, right? But still, again, it's charisma and writing. And then the other one is like, well, this one, like, because they're supposed to be the carpenter, like the walrus and the carpenter, right? But it said, like, they should be an astronaut. Why wouldn't, well, now that we have, like, all the maker kind of stuff, why wouldn't they do that kind of stuff? Again, they didn't exist in 2015, but, like, but we're always maxing the fucking charisma skill. And, like, some ones are different, and you're like, okay, but I kind of need to not be just maxing, okay, cooking and charisma again. I want things that are a little different. So I might also go through, because there's several other Alice in Wonderland, like, challenges, and I might kind of like mix them in. But again, like I said, I really liked the fact that this one, you need 2 breakthroughs. Can you like study a logic book or some shit? Oh, read. Can we okay, can we purchase books? Hold on. Let's purchase some books. We have some money. We really let's see. What we need is, well, you need to max your charisma. Everybody needs to max charisma, so we might as well buy those. Let's see. Your brother's gonna max cooking by doing it. I need logic. Famous spellcasters. I also wanted to, oh, we can't. Hold on. I gotta do that in the other one. I was thinking vampire books. Logic. Okay, let's get this first logic book, and then let's also purchase vampire tomes. Let's get that one. And can we read your vampire tome? I guess that doesn't count! Well, we'll read Logic Volume 1 to get a breakthrough. That's stupid. Oh, wait, is it in his, oh, that's why. Ah, aha! Okay, anyway. So I'll put you to read that afterward, because, you know, we cheat needs, so it's fine. You're not going to die of thirst. Oh, we also need to... Do we have a computer in this house? I don't think we do. Oh, well, that's going to be fun. Research on the computer that we don't own. Oh, yeah, we do. Ha! No, that's just it's a work of art. Never mind. It's a typewriter. Okay, well, that's going to be a problem. We might have to go to the library. Or actually get a computer. It'll be fine. Oh, shit, I need to make your bedrooms. So, anyway, even though this one has a private bathroom, that seemed, because it's a little more green and this is a little more stark, I figured this is Arkham's bed. So we're going to assign you the left side, and Astrum can sleep over here. So these are your rooms, you know what I mean? And they have their tiny little bathrooms, and it's adorable. Anyway, you're going to go upstairs to do it? Yeah, so this was like a hodgepodge messy part. Like I said, we'll be adjusting the challenge as we go to kind of make it a little more dynamic, because it's very, I hate to say it's like it's so basic, but it kind of is. But then again, it was 2015 and there wasn't a lot in the game, right? So now that there's so much more, there's more things to do, there's more things to explore. I want to change so we're not doing the same 3 skills. But I do like him being a mad scientist and doing, well, I don't know about programming. I think we'll do, for him, definitely logic, because that works for the career. Okay, maybe you should come home, okay? Instead of being in the water. Okay, actually, can you put this in your inventory? Put that in your inventory first. Hold on. Don't make food and then put it in your and then not put it in your inventory. Take that shit home. Okay, now go home. Boop. And also, MC commands under dresser, change outfit. I wish, like, mermaids wouldn't get cold when swimming. I mean, I get it, he's a human, in his human form in a bathing suit in fucking cold weather. But I really just wish mermaids, when they were swimming, weren't like, oh, I'm freezing to death. You're a mermaid. You're in fish form. Aren't you cold-blooded or some shit? I don't know anything about fish. Like, you know what I mean? But yeah, so if you think of other things or you have ideas for generations, Generation 1 is the Red Queen and the White Queen. Generation 2 is the Queen of Hearts and the White Rabbit. Obviously, the first one I'm saying is coming from the red line and the second one's from the white line. Generation 3 is the Hatter and the Hare, like the Mad Hatter and the March Hare. Generation 4 is the Duchess and the Cheshire Cat. Generation 5 is the Walrus and the Carpenter set of twins, and then Tweedledee and Tweedledum set of twins. Generation 6 is the Caterpillar and the Flower. And then Generation 7 is Alice. And we do have stuff to do for Alice, so we won't, like, end as soon as she, like, we have stuff to do for her, so. But yeah, any kind of ideas or like, oh, in this challenge, this might suit this character or whatever, let me know, especially for future ones, because we got to spice it up a little, because, like I said, we're doing the same 5 things. Did you not fucking read your goddamn books? Social. Go do something social. You have to talk to your brother, but you're supposed to be enemies with your brother. So, like, you have a good... I hate that, though. Like, I hate this. Like, I hate it already. Like, I make Sims like, oh, they're gonna hate each other. Like, I don't want you to hate your brother. But you're supposed to, like, not get along. You're so vastly different. Anyway, this is an extremely long part. We will kind of focus and come back in the next part and do stuff. I'm gonna have you serve dinner, though. You need to learn how to cook, so we're gonna do that. And then while you're doing that, we might have him come and talk to you. So, yeah. But anyway, so like I said, we're going to adjust some things. I might look up the other Alice in Wonderland challenges, because I think there's 2 other ones. But they're like normal 10-generation legacies, and maybe I'll try to mix in some stuff from there. But I will let you guys know that in the next part, like if I do that. More choices friendly. Can we just, like... Oh, he's going to do that. Ask about day. Start a preposterous rumor. Maybe tell a dramatic story. Or if there's other skills that they should work on. Obviously, he's going to work on, like, vampire stuff, but I feel like that should be separate. You know what I mean? Because, like, that doesn't need to be in the, like, part of the challenge, like, because all the vampires should work on their vampire lore and stuff like that. But yeah, so other things for the mad scientist career. I guess we're going to have to think about other things that we could do for that instead of maybe programming, because I'm not sure if... maybe. Although that would kind of be fun too. So, like, he's going to work on the scientist stuff, so we should do things that are science-y, right? Maybe we should do rocket science. Like the rocket science... skill, isn't that what it is? And logic instead of programming, and maybe one of the other ones can work on it somewhere. Any one of the characters can work on programming, mechanical stuff, and do like the robotics kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like, then again, honestly, Arkham could totally do all of it. He could do logic, programming, rocket science, and frickin' mechanical stuff, and be like a mad scientist who makes robots, because he's going to be around fucking forever. And, like, I hope you don't piss me off. You will. But I hope I love you to death, because you're going to be around forever, and we could actually do all of that with you. You could literally be 100% the mad vampire scientist and make, like, fucking robots and everything. Oh, my God. Okay, that's what we're doing with him. Okay, we're going to do all of it. We're going to make him the mad scientist robot. Well, so we'll work on... I'm going to change that. Charisma we can still work on. So we're going to add those, because you're going to live forever. So I'm going to kind of put, like, notes in here. Robotics and, you know, we got to keep, Astrom has to have, you know, realistic goals, because he only got, like, a normal lifespan. Oh, God, and speaking of, I'll make sure we're on normal lifespan. I think we are. But, like, he's never going to age. And he's going to, you know. Okay, I think we're on normal lifespan. Anyway, now that it's been an hour, I hope you will enjoy this. I hope I'll enjoy it, but I think we've got a good plan for at least these guys, and we'll try to figure out how to spice up the other ones, but we got a ways to go, and it'll be fun exploring the world and doing all that stuff. And, you know, we don't need Arkham to get to the top of the career right away. He's got plenty of time because he's a vampire. He's going to live forever. So sometimes we'll go with him to work. Sometimes we won't. So we can explore the world and get to know people and whatnot. But I do kind of, when they have kids, I want them to have them around the same time. So that, because like the whole point of a lot of these generations is the kids are friends, or they're either best friends or they're friends and then they turn to enemies or like whatever. They have to be roughly the same age. They can't be like drastically different. I mean, although I guess technically if Archimedes had a kid first, it wouldn't matter if, as long as that kid's a vampire, because they're gonna like outlive the, you know what I mean? But anyway. And also let me know what you think for his aspirations. Should we change it? I kind of feel like we should. And I kind of feel like this Villainous Valentine might be better for the Queen of Hearts, where we have to have like a, you know, torture dungeon for our you know, romance slaves that we're also going to be using as food, as long as the Queen of Hearts is a vampire as well. You know what I mean? Anyway. So anyway, I will see you guys next time. I hope you enjoyed this. I'm kind of excited. I think it'll be fun, especially once we kind of work out some kinks and like add some flair. But I was up till like 3 o'clock in the morning yesterday, so that was the last thing I was thinking of after having to rebuild the world multiple times. So anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.